All right, guys, so in this fight analysis, we're going to be breaking down Roadhouse. Now we're going to be looking at the first fight scene when Conor McGregor shows up. He's drunk, bam, starts smashing with the pool stick, sticks his head outside. Now, obviously, I've kind of seen this stuff happen. People get drunk, they do the stupidest shit. The security walking up to him with a weapon. Now, the first thing is both his hands are basically parallel doing this. There's nothing you can do from here, right? Meaning, I want to bring my hands up around here. We have enough motion to be able to step in, or movement to strike, or be able to defend, right? Having my arms extended won't do much, right? He swings, boom, and he hits him, he hits him low into the stomach. This is where I say, when you see the person about to wind up, if you move back or you stay static, you're getting hit. Explode forward. He starts striking him. Now, he puts the arm around, he's going for the choke. Guys, rule number one, never allow. As soon as you feel anything from behind, close it. Close it. Do not allow the attacker to ever complete his move, whether it's a choke, bear hug, whatever it is. From there, beautiful move, flips him over, very realistic. Again, most common thing you have is multiple attackers. Guys are grabbing him, right? Again, beautiful low line kick right to the knee. We're going to see it later. I'm going to be breaking down all those low line kicks, multiple attackers. Now they've grabbed him. Now this was one of my favorite scenes in the movie right here. What did he do? He pushed them all back using his body weight. Why? Because he can have better control, right? Pin them all backwards. Now right here's beautiful next move. Headbutt and elbow, closest weapon to closest target. My hands are caught. This is where you use your head, right? You can stomp, you can bite. Headbutt, elbow, quick. Again, closest weapon to closest target, turns around, throws him over the bar. Again, this is very common. Bar fight. Now, this is very realistic, guys. I always say, violence or fighting is contagious. For some reason, every time I noticed it was either we had 0 fights or we had, 3 to 5 fights. Every time there was a fight, it seemed like everybody, the adrenaline got up, the energy was there, and people just, it was kind of contagious that it would always break out to more than one fight. Now we look at Dalton, he's having his coffee, he's got to decide if he's going to go fight. And again, the reality of bar fights, guys, look at all these improvised weapons, bar stools, tables, the pool sticks. And again, I've seen people, use everything and anything. Right here, beautiful move, steps in, boom, strikes, and takes him out. Again, same block that I teach guys, to bring up your hand, use the blade of your forearms, and block that punch. Again, we're going to see it a little bit later in the lesson. I'm going to break everything a lot more in detail. Now he's calling out Dalton, and now they're going to go face to face. Now, I'm really going to break down this part because this is really important. Most fights happen in close quarter range. Now, he's basically calling him out, and they're going to go face to face. Now, over here, as you can see, he's still holding the weapon. He's going to drop it, and he's going to go face to face with him. Now, this right here, we're going to cover the most important lesson. And I love Conor McGregor, what he says, right? Again, you use verbal to bridge the distance, right? Now, the truth is people say you always want to create distance, but let's be realistic. You're in a club, you're in a bar, you're already next to the guy you're about to fight this close. Closest weapon to closest target is a headbutt. Boom, top of the head in the facial area. One shot. I've seen people get knocked out with it. Over here, he tells them never allow anybody to get this close, and he's using verbal to draw him in. Look at this beautiful headbutt. Boom! He made it look so good. He didn't trap. You don't need to grab him. Now, it was a little bit telegraphic because he moved the head back, but what you want to do is you want to lean slightly on the foot forward, tilt your head as you're talking, and explode and have it ready. And I'm using my core. I'm going through the target. Then the fight breaks out. Beautiful. Throws the knees, punches. Now, this is where you're going to see a lot of kind of the street fighting, the boxing and kickboxing techniques over here. Guys, never shake the guy's hand. I saw this outside the club. The guys were arguing. He says, put it there, man. And the idiot gives him his hand and he clocks him right in the head. If worst case scenario, fist bump him or be like, it's all good, man. But don't go and give him your weapon, your hand. Especially he's going to be setting up for that strike after that. So front kick, beautiful. Look at that. Now, this is some just, good old boxing and kickboxing, punching back and forth. And just, again, this is where your kickboxing comes in, grabs him, throws him over the bar. This is the reality, guys. And I mean, I've never flown over the bar. I've flown onto a bar, onto chairs. I've had people try to hit me with bottles. Right here, head movement, left, right, grabs him, throws him over the bar, flies with him. I believe that's a little bit more unrealistic. On the ground, this is where it gets really dangerous, right? You hit the ground, guys, you're going to get stomped. You're going to get kicked, right? There's always multiple attackers. The last place you want to go in a bar fight, in a club, or in the street is on the ground. They get on the ground, but your objective is to get up as quickly as possible. Shit starts to fly. I mean, I've seen this again, and people just start, everybody's hitting everybody sometimes. Nobody even knows who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. This is beautiful. You're in the clinch. I love this, guys. I'm the most comfortable in close quarter. You're in close quarter. Always go, bam, smash with the head. If you can headbutt, if you were allowed to headbutt in MMA, let me tell you, going that clinch, the fight would be completely different. Also, every time I headbutt, I'm going to follow with an elbow, I'm going to follow with the knee, and I'm going to change the levels. From there, again, they're clinching back and forth. Now, I love McGregor. I do this too when I spar. When he keeps the hand back, boom, boom. I'll keep this because I have the range to kind of like post on him and bam, and I'll just strike. I'll even uppercut sometimes. So pretty good move. Now, again, this is what I just said. Multiple attackers got his hands trapped. This is when you got to use your legs, guys. You start kicking, right? You got to kick him back, use the back, try to headbutt backwards, try to use your hip to move. But we're going to see it a little bit later too in the lessons. He starts to punch. Again, you want to start using your legs and get out of there as quickly as possible. Again, multiple attackers. And now he lets go. He starts punching. Very realistic scene, guys, when you're looking at a bar fight, because you have those factors, multiple attackers, weapons, slips the punch. Beautiful. I love this scene, how they filmed it, guys. You could actually see him just boom, 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 coming in and throwing those punches. Takes him, boom, slams him on the ground. Again, the chances of your fight ending up on the ground is very high. But I don't want to stay there. Multiple attackers, I'm going to get kicked. Your objective is to get up as quickly as possible. Because right now they're one-on-one, but if you're those multiple attackers, you'd be getting stomped like crazy. Over here, he's just kicking him. And right there, he's going at him. And he's pretty much knows that he's beaten right there. So now, guys, let's break down. We're going to break it down more in details and really see what can we learn from this fight analysis. The first thing is the headbutt, guys, right? And working in clubs, I saw so many people get knocked out with a headbutt, right? So come closer. The first thing he tells them, never let anybody get that close. What does he do? Boom, headbutt. Top of the head, in the facial area. We talked about not letting anybody get this close. Obviously, you want to create distance. The reality is, and I've worked in clubs, a lot of times the guy's already in your range prior to the fight or the attack. You're most of the time next to somebody at the bar, he's already in that range. So how do you defend yourself? If I'm already here and we're at the bar and we're talking and I'm already here, what are you going to do? Step back? You might not have that opportunity or that chance. But you still need to create some space and some distance. So this is where I say just bring up your hand this way. Create some kind of stick where my hands are going to come up that even if I'm close, if you try to headbutt me, I'm going to feel it with my hand this way. What I don't want to do is keep my hands down, right? Because from this range, I can headbutt Costa and there's nothing that he could do. Because I'm already this close. So if I'm talking, all I'm doing is, boom, top of the head in the facial area. And when I'm headbutting, I'm not leaning back straight into it and I'm exploding through the head. Now, certain people teach when they headbutt to grab the head, but even that's going to be telegraphic. That means by the time I do this, he might react. Whereas I'm throwing the headbutt, I'm going straight. Second thing I want to teach you in this fight analysis is at one point they're in the clinch. When you're in the clinch, this is where I like to use my close quarter strikes, which are headbutts, knees and elbows, changing those levels. But I also have the eye gouging, the neck cranking, The hair pulling, I want to control the head, because wherever the head goes, the body follows, right? So when you're in close, I don't want to wrestle. I even have this move over here. Watch this, guys. Whoop. Yeah, sorry, Costa. All I'm doing is putting my thumb in his throat. Now, most times I use this, nobody ever sees it. Did you see it, Costa, coming? There's nothing you could do. Costa, try to stop it. There's nothing. And I'm not putting force in it. Even if I'm doing, he's not. And then, whoop, I just switched. Boom, now my elbow, my knee, and then my elbow. When you're establishing chest to back, so grab me, Costa, with one arm, what does he do? He's here, right? Turn around this way, Costa. And he's like, ugh, and he pins him on the wall. Why does he pin him on the wall? Pins him on the wall because now I know he can't move any more back. I'm going to use this as an improvised static weapon. And look, anytime you're chest to back, you want to use closest weapon to closest target. What does he do? Headbutt, boom, elbow. My objective when I'm chest to back is to face my attacker, right? So if I'm here, I'm going to use this weight, right? He's got my arm, but my head is always here, right? Boom, I'm going to strike, I'm going to elbow, right? And if I could, I'm going to turn, boom, I'm going to strike again. And the last one, and a very common one, and I've seen this in clubs when you're faced against multiple attackers, is when somebody traps your arms from behind, which means you could trap you with a full Nelson, where you do this here. So this is one thing, right? And the other one is grabbing the arms underneath. Now, working in security in clubs, I used to like this one, but I didn't do it like Costa does it, because now Costa's also giving up his two arms, right? So I'll show you guys how I used to do it after in terms of security. Now, when you're here, the tough part about this is you got to do two things. One, there's a guy coming here ready to sucker punch me. So I got to use my legs to kick him back. The other thing I got to do is make sure to be able to strike this guy somehow. Now, Costa's got a tight grip. I can't headbutt him. He's tucked in his head, but I can grab his balls right here. It's either one or the other that I'm going to have access to. However, I also want to use his body weight to be able to kick and keep the other attacker back. What I would do here is if I'm using this to kick, I'm also going to use the same principle to push him back, because now I know he's got less maneuverability to move me around, and I can use my legs to kick the other attacker. Now from there, I can start slamming here, I can headbutt, I can grab his balls. The objective is for me to open up and find the opportunity and turn around and face him. But the most important part in this whole fight sequence to me is that headbutt. Manage your space, manage your distance, right? Even what's hard about fighting in a bar, and we have a whole bar fight series, guys, that I did, because I have so much experience in that. These attacks happen in close quarter range, and a lot of times you're here, it's hard to even see his hands if he has a weapon. Working in clubs, I remember there was fights, people got stabbed. We had no clue who had the weapon. We had no clue who had the weapon, how did he stab him, how did he hit him with. So you're always looking at the hands as much as you can. Try to take a glance. What you're going to look at more are the shoulders. Where is he blading? Where is he angling off? That will also give you an idea of, does he have a weapon? Bring your hand up, create some kind of distance for him not to get close. Fighting in a bar is very chaotic. You might train your MMA, your Jiu-Jitsu and all this stuff, but fighting in a bar is a different beast. You have bottles, you have tables, you have bars, you have factors such as slipping, music, the lights, a lot of factors that come into play. So the best thing to do if ever you want to explore what this is like, do some scenarios, do some full out scenarios, close the lights, blast the music, try to put yourself in uncomfortable positions, and then try to role play and see all the challenges. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe, to hit the bell, leave us a comment in the box. Thanks for watching, guys.